All right, woohoo! Man, it's a bunch of new Americans in here. How many people kind of feel like a new American since you come to this convention? So, you know, it's interesting. I just looked down and see my sons. My son's 27 years old. Well, I first attended a convention like this ever in my life when I was 27. And I always had these feelings or thoughts like I wanted to be rich, and I just wanted freedom. And my first real taste of it was when I was a freshman at NC State. And my mama called me about Mr. Jim Mayer down in Miami, where you could just mail $100 and get back $500. And I was thinking, this could get big. Because you like mail 100, get 500, you send 500 back, get 2,500 back, and then you send the 2,500 back down there times 5, and you just keep doubling down, you know. And I was like, this would be good if we could just get this pyramid rocking. And then, you know, ATF. I still ain't figured out how alcohol, tobacco, and firearms people have anything to do with pyramids. But I guarantee you, you see one shut down, the normal police ain't, the normal police are in the pyramid. Facts. It's undeniable. So like, I had a taste of it, but you know, all their teaching at college, at NC State at that time, it was just pure job. You know, what do they call it? The industrial age, where, the industrial age where everybody's trained to work for the other man in the factory. And, you know, so it's almost like a whole indoctrination of the world that you go to work for this factory. And of course, I'm a textile engineer, so I'm like, I'm all about it. I just didn't want to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about everybody working in the factory. I just didn't want to be one of them working in the factory. So I had this, like, this thing in my mind, this little inkling or this thought was, but this is supposed to be America. You know, where people work, change their life, become financially free, and the land of the underdog, and where you can make it big. And so when I was 27 years old, I stumbled across an authentic, legitimate, not to be shut down by the ATF government hierarchy building thing. They don't like me using that word, but you know what I'm talking about. Inspirational marketing, thank you. I don't know how that ties in either, but that's what they call it. So when I was 27, I was sitting there and I was thinking, I hope this is real. And then I was thinking, what if I did it? Like, just did it. I don't know if any of y'all are thinking about that, but I was just like, because if it's real and I did it, how are they going to tell it's me as opposed to somebody else who they like or somebody else deserves it? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like the discrimination, cousin, nepotism thing. Like, what if I do it and these big wheels don't even know who I am? What if they'll still give me the money? What if they'll still give me the ring? What if they'll still give me the trips? I was just then I wondered. And then I was like, I guess I'll never know if I don't do it. I sit back and let everybody else get all the money. All right, I'm gonna do it. So I remember sitting there just crying. I mean, tears coming down my eyes. Now, the way it worked out was in a bigger convention center than this. And I don't know if y'all know how the RBC Center or the NC State where they play basketball, but they also have the Carolina Hurricanes play there. And the Hurricanes play on ice. And they put the seats down in the middle on the coverings that they put on top of the ice. So your feet will be freezing sitting down if you're sitting down in here. And Jane will be mad because she's like, my feet are freezing. I was like, put your feet up on my lap. So she'd be putting her feet on my lap. I'm trying to keep her feet warm, and I'm crying because I'm trying to get rich. And I was thinking, I wonder if I'll remember this when I get old. But I remember sitting there on that just thinking, and different ones of them would talk. And I had this one buddy, and I'd talk to him. I'd say, which one of them is making money? Because you know how it is. Like when Robbie showed you these incomes, that's real incomes, legit. But like some people at conventions, I've told you this, some people that are floating around with rings on don't make as much money as others. And I was always talking to my buddy, which ones are making the big money? Like which ones have the real business? They're really wide. You know, they don't just have one leg, they just have two legs, but they're real wide and real profitable. And he'd be like, that one right there, you need to study that Larry Winters guy. And that one right there, that Paul Miller guy, you need to study him, he's real wide. And so I would just sit there thinking, maybe we could do it. Now, here's what I didn't think. I ain't coming to no more of these meetings. This takes time and money. I could be home making money. I don't know why I never had that dumb thought. My thought was, I am going to follow these fools around and learn everything they got. And I am going to do it. And if it don't work like they said it works, somebody gonna pay the price. You remember we followed Gigante around the first 4 weeks. Everywhere we went. He said, boys, this is a guy that recruited us into insurance. He's no longer around. He quit a long time ago. He's a mess. Charlie and Rita Gigante. Charlie and Rita. So, he said, boys, I can't talk like him. He's up north. He says, do y'all not understand what I'm saying? We're like, what are you talking about? He says, y'all been to 5 meetings now in a row. Like y'all following me from city to city. So we said, we're trying to catch you in a lie. We want to see if you tell the same story every time you stand up. He said, what do you think? We said, you're not that good, but you're at least consistent. You remember that? I was like, where's Beth Katz? And Beth was like, we're not going to be like Charlie. I was like, we're going to learn what Charlie knows. And we're going to smoke him like a cheap cigar. So when I say new American, that's when I became that new American. It was in me. It was in me, like it was a seed down in there. There's an idea that I could be free in America. And by the way, I mean, my chant, when over there, I'm hitting them with mucho dinero, mucho dinero. And my money really was never my cry. And it's still not my cry. It's freedom, baby. America's freedom. It's too many regulations, but it is no regulations compared to Canada and Britain and Brazil and these other countries. And you can wear your $200,000 watches. America's like freedom. Like you can live your life. You go to some other country, but I wouldn't wear that $200,000 Rolex if I was you. Like, I'd buy a watch for to keep in my closet. You imagine being rich in a country and you can't put it in their face? Hell, that's the fun part of getting rich, is putting it in people's face. You store the money in your safe. That's crazy. You wear it. Wear it and drive it and fly it. You can't fly your country jet over there. Like, what's the use of having a jet if you can't fly it in? You know what I mean? America's freedom, baby. So my thing has always been freedom. Like, go and do what I want to do. And it's been, people go like, was it worth it? I say, bro, I would have paid more of a price. I almost died several times with pneumonia, driving late at night, just crazy stuff I did. And it's fine with me. I'm glad I didn't lose a limb or get killed, but freedom, baby. I've been a Shawshank Redemption guy for years. Y'all ever seen that movie? There's just like some movies that I need to make young people watch. Like if I'm coaching them, you're gonna have to watch Cool Hand Luke. How did you? I couldn't even get out of my mind, Cool Hand Luke. I was like, why'd you have to say 50? Luke, you know. You got to watch these movies so we're on the same page. But Shawshank Redemption, where my man's tunneling out, putting a little bit of dirt in his pocket every day, and then dumping it out on the playground where the inmates lift weights and stuff, and he escapes. That's me, baby. I was like, I'm getting free. I'm gonna have this residual income coming in. Yeah. Like, you know, something. Like when I told Terry Edwards, Terry keeps his mind right where he was right there, he gets 10 times things. So you got to practice getting your mind right. So I was sitting there, I'm going to get free, baby. Woo! And I would go to these coliseums. Listen to this. So the first talk I ever got to talk on stage was at Greensboro Coliseum. Greensboro Coliseum, is it 12,900 or 19,000? Somewhere between 12 to 20,000 people in Greensboro Coliseum. I think it's more 12. And I was like, I need to get more people to come to these meetings. And so when we had 15 or 20 people or 30 people, it was pretty easy. We'd save seats and have them in the same area, have T-shirts on, and we'd do all kinds of crazy stuff to like signify our team. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, when we got bigger, the most we ever had, this is Amway network marketing before insurance. So it's very similar to this, like 1/20th the amount of money. Like not as profitable, pretty much cost you a lot of money to belong to it, even though you're supposed to be making money. At 200 people coming to conventions, I remember, okay, Coliseum hosts, just go with 12,000. I remember walking the Coliseum up, and I wore the leather shoes, like not the walking, not tennis shoes, not these, just leather. I remember going, this is gonna kill me, going up and down the Coliseum while the speaker's talking, looking for every one of my people. And I would see them, I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? And then I go sit down with them. I said, why don't y'all come down? Because, I mean, like, you understand the Coliseum, I'd be like, why don't y'all come down there? There's some more seats down there. And they go, no, we're good. And I said, no. Come with me down here. And try to get them down there. And I knew this. They taught this. This is 30-some years ago. They said the number of people you have coming to events is directly proportional to your override income. And you know, you couldn't make 800,000 selling. So that was directly proportional, which I mean, you could sell washing machines and vacuum cleaners and stuff like that. But I was like, I just wanted freedom, baby. I just wanted freedom from my wife. Like nothing, I don't know how she feels about it, but I love saying this. You don't got to do nothing you don't want to do. You don't have to do nothing you don't want to do. Nothing. And because that's what I wanted to create, was that freedom where my wife was not required to get up when she didn't feel like it, when my wife was not made to do that. Y'all hear what I'm saying? One of the proudest moments in my life, I don't know how you say it. I remember it was emotional. Is I'd start building my business. I had people coming to the events, and we're starting to make money. And I'd figure some things out with them. And we were in a doctor's office, and Jane was pregnant with Haley. And the doctor said, I'll get the diagnosis wrong, but potassium or something was high. And was that what it was? And he said, you need to be laying down more. You don't need to be walking in front of a classroom teaching. And she just looked at me. I said, what are you looking at me for? She was like, he's saying I don't need to work. I said, well, I know that. We got plenty of money coming in. You ain't got to work. And she's like, I don't. I was like, no. I've told you that before. But with a doctor saying that it was health challenges of Haley, she was like, for real? I was like, for real. It's up to you. You love teaching. She was a school teacher, 7th grade school teacher. I was like, do whatever you want to do. I was like, yeah, babe, freedom. Freedom. Listen to this. 200 people attending an Amway convention will get you about $8,333 a month coming in overrides. That's about $100,000 a year. You get 200 people in your downline coming here, I will guarantee you, you're going to be making about $83,333 a month. A month. You hear what I'm saying? So people say, I don't know how to get people out of their own head. Me neither. Some of these people are so dumb, they couldn't pour pee-pee out of a boot if the instructions was on the bottom. What do I do about them? I go, I don't know. And they go, they're just like lemons. They just follow the crowd. I go, hey sister, hey brother, can you get them to watch the Zoom call? What do you mean? Can't you get them to watch the Zoom call? So you sell them on coming to convention. The Zoom call sells them on the convention. You introduce them to some other people that are coming to the convention. You're trying to do complicated stuff with people. You're trying to perform magic. I just got people to come hang out. And people say, oh, I don't even know what it's about to get people to hang out. If I'm telling you, if we are going somewhere at Night Out tonight and I want you to be there, I get you to be there. Does that make sense? Just by going, we're going to have a blast. I don't know what them fools are doing, but our party's going to be rocking. I get people to come to meetings. And I learned, and I studied the cassette tapes, and I studied the seminars, and I learned how to get people to come to events. Now watch this. It's easier with people that are in America trying to get free. And that's why the Hispanic and the Mandarin and the Haitian, because those people didn't come to America to get a job. They didn't come to be comfortable. They didn't come to be broke, busted, and disgusted. They came seeking freedom. So I'm not walking by them without saying hola. If they don't look and sound like me immediately, I'm going to be so attracted to them people, I'm going to ease over there and go like, I heard y'all talking. I think I know your language. And then I'm going to hit them with something. Como se llama or something. I don't know what I'm going to say. But I'm not just going to stand there. I'm going to go do something, get some, so I get some of my people in one of those meetings. I love y'all new Americans. Let's do this thing.